Psychics and clairvoyants have long been regarded with a little skepticism by many people who think their skills are nothing more than mind tricks. Today, however, psychics are gaining increasing recognition not only for the use of their third eye, but also for their ability to entertain. One group of psychics are using their so-called powers to both entertain and teach at corporate events and other public gatherings.
Tess Villanueva was holding back her tears as she continues.
But whether you believe it or not, you certainly won't be doubting the interesting abilities of our next set of guests.
That's right. Joining us today are members of the Psychic Entertainment Network, Psychic Nomer Did I say the name right? Clairvoyant and mind reader Sonny Minoza and consultant David Elefant.
Actually, it's DJ.
All right.
Yes,
DJ.
there. Okay, correction there.
Our prompter doesn't have psychic powers.
Obviously. Okay, so tell us more about this. I mean, look, we have props here in front of us, but let's decode it one by one because you are more into the telekinesis, and David here is mind reading, and DJ Kel is also with, how do you call yours? Remote viewing. Okay, let's start with remote viewing because it sounds a bit...
What is remote viewing?
Well, remote viewing, simply put, is seeing through the eyes of somebody else. All right. Normally, what they would do to prove this is the ESP card test. You know those cards, the wavy lines, triangle, circle, those designs. And then you're sitting in one room, and then the other person is sitting in another room. And they're going to look at one card, and from the other room, you're going to try to see, in your mind, what card they're looking at. So other applications of that is blindfold driving. There have been people who drive while blindfolded.
Now I understand why the roads are like that. And then I'm sure, how do you use it? Like you have with us this morning, how do you call it? Props?
Well, these are, daily objects actually, except for this blindfold. These are objects you will see anywhere, anytime.
Why are you using a metal blindfold compared to just
the cloth?
Yeah, the cloth.
Strong lighting means there's a chance I could see through the cloth.
Oh, okay.
So while I do have a cloth blindfold there, I choose not to use it because people will say, oh, maybe you can just see through it using the light. All right. So I use a metal blindfold because unless your name is Clark Kent, you really cannot see through that. And if it's made of lead, you can't see through that even if you're Clark Kent.
Okay.
So how do you use your remote viewing skills?
Well, the necessity in remote viewing is that somebody else must be looking at whatever I want to see.
Okay.
All right, and it's a matter of attunement with the mind of the other person, because this is what you would call a very basic form of mind reading. Very basic in the sense that you're not processing words and ideas, just merely images.
Visions, yes.
How long ago did you discover that you had some sort of talent like this?
Well, quite a long while ago. I started into this since I was 8, but I didn't recognize it as that. I just thought, maybe it's intuition or empathy. Then I realized, no, I don't think it's just that.
You need the consent of the other person. Does he or she need to know that you're going to be using his or her pair of eyes?
Mind, yeah.
Normally, yes. But there, sometimes, you're just so in tune with that person, even if they don't want to.
They have no choice.
Okay. Now let's move on to David. David, you said you can read minds.
Yes.
Can you read my mind now? What am I
Well,
saying?
sometimes it's better not to read everything. You never know. But of course, there has to be consent, and it's not easy because it's not only receiving to read, but the person has to be a sender also.
Yes.
So it's not that easy if the person has never tried before. So in that case, if we're going to do some experimentations, I try to give something easy to the person to think of course, something unknown to me, but with a wide selection, so it makes it easy for the person to visualize.
But I go back to the same question I asked him. Do you need the consent?
Oh yes, yes. Otherwise, I'd be walking down the street and I'd have all these thoughts thrown at me all the time, and I'd be going
asking
crazy.
him earlier if we would be crossing each other's path in the hallway. Could he read my mind just by simply, looking at me and... No, it's not like that.
No.
So it should be a fixed setup, like we have to concentrate, both of us, like that.
Otherwise, I would be the most powerful person on earth.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay, since we are so excited with the props, let's go back to DJ Kel here. can we demonstrate this now? How do we go about this?
Alright, just help me with the water. We'll just load 4 of the glasses with water.
Alright.
And then we'll just load only one of them with milk. Normally, when I do this, I actually use acid instead of water. Muriatic acid, which there's bottled
Can
there.
we use that now? So
No, I don't think, but I wasn't allowed, and we don't want kids trying this at home.
Okay,
Yeah.
parental
You
guidance.
know, we don't want,
Especially since a lot of them are
yes, a lot of them are home. Some of them might be watching at the cemeteries if they have electronics. We don't need people drinking acid accidentally.
Okay, so the thing here is you want to drink the milk instead of the water.
Yes.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Now, I kind of have a cold and I'm too far anyway to smell.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off my glasses. Alright. And I'm going to, first I want you to check the blindfold. Just make sure you can't see through it. That you
I
read.
doubt I can see it.
Alright.
It's metal. Yeah,
Alright,
steel.
solid steel. Alright. Now, I'm gonna put this on.
You had that made especially for your
Yes. That way it really fits my face.
And there's no gaps, as you can see in the nose
Yep.
part there. It's really
Alright.
covered.
Now, what I want you to do is I want you to mix the glasses any which way you like.
Alright.
That way, I have no idea where the glass is now.
Okay.
Alright.
Why am I mixing it? It's all water.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Now, if I were to ask you, I need you to concentrate on the glasses.
Okay.
Alright? Just look at them so I could see where the milk is through your eyes. And right now in my mind, I'm still imagining that those 4 glasses of water are actually acid, which makes it still scary for me. But I'm just going to reach. If I touch a glass, that's it. That's what I'm going to drink. And I drink it right away. So just in case, if it were acid, I would have, immediately gotten into trouble. You wouldn't have time to stop me. Alright.
Okay.
you like your milk.
You like
Here's her.
Yeah, you got it right.
I got it right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I guess the evidence is there. Alright.
Galing. So can anyone actually do that? I mean, or how long should you train for that?
You really, ideally, if you're going to start doing this, you really should start with that setup. If you're going to...
Water and milk.
Yes.
How
don't-
varied can the setup go? When you do your when you do corporate
Thank you.
events and
You can do
I'm sure you
acid.
don't do children's parties.
I do, but...
But not with muriatic acid.
Definitely not that.
Okay.
Definitely not that. You can do acid. You can do the blindfold drive. You can do blindfold driving. You can have...
And the cube, I understand you can do the
Yes, you
cube
can solve a
blindfolded.
Rubik's Cube. I am by no means a speed cuber. I could just solve a cube regularly, but I could solve it blindfolded about as fast as I would.
Okay, there we're showing the video earlier of
we did
how,
that.
yes, blindfolded also. Alright, Nomer here can tell my aura the color.
What do you call that skill again? Sight.
Aura reading.
Yes. Is that
I'm
kinesis?
mainly aura reader, and I'm also a telekinetic guy.
Telekinetic. Okay, what does a telekinetic mean?
I can move things with my mind.
Like Matrix, bend the spoon, things like
Yeah.
that. Can you do a
I
demo?
propose